To the surprise of everybody, influencer boxing is still alive and well in 2025. My favorite thing about these influencer boxing events is the sheer absurdity of some of these matchups. I mean, Charleston White versus one of the Island Boys. Like, this is something straight out of a fever dream. If you didn't watch the fight, it was the most pathetic display of boxing I have ever seen. Neither of them looked like they trained for the fight. Maybe they played Wii Sports once or twice, but that's it. This was just a modern day freak show. Everyone was there to laugh at them and didn't care to see any actual boxing. The funniest thing about this fight, though, was probably Charleston's haircut. I'm sorry, you gotta let it go. But not all influencer events are getting desperate and washed influencers to slug it out for money. It has gone to the point where very successful influencers are involved, and some of them are pretty good. One of them being Salt Papi. Not to be confused with Salt Bae, the celebrity chef that will violate your steak before charging you over $1,000 for it. Salt Papi is a TikToker that used to do that slow motion running trend. My favorite thing about TikTok is that there really isn't a science or any logic behind what goes viral. It either does or doesn't, and this is just what he went viral for. A few years ago, he went all in on boxing and has some serious power, which is why I was absolutely mortified when I found out that one of my favorite fighters, the ankle-picking legend himself, El Cucuy, aka Tony Ferguson, is set to fight Salt Papi. And I'm noticing a trend with these influencer events that these young guys have a fascination with beating on older and clearly out of their prime fighters. Like, it doesn't matter how good they were. Father Time is undefeated, and Tony is just not that guy anymore.
You're not that guy.
Like, let me show you the stats. Tony Ferguson is 41 years old, which isn't old, but in MMA, you're pretty much a senior citizen. He's on an 8 losing streak, 5 of those he was finished, and one of them he was brutally knocked out by Michael Chandler. His last win was all the way in 2019. And I hate talking down on my boy Tony, because there was a time where I thought he could beat Khabib. Their fights got canceled like 3 times or something. He's definitely a legend in the sport, but he should not be in a boxing ring. And I could already hear the criticisms of my opinion. I understand that both parties are consenting, but just because they're consenting doesn't make it okay. It just makes it legal. This is a morally wrong fight. Like, Tony is going in there to be fed to this young kid, and they're just using his name to promote the fight.
I'm a fucking turtle. Ninja Turtle. So which one's your favorite? I like Michelangelo. I like Michelangelo.
What the?
So when he does lose this fight, he's probably going to keep fighting at these types of events as long as the promoters keep having him. When I called out slapboxing for similar reasons, people were really bent out of shape. Because there's a lot of people who think that if both parties are consenting, it's like the end-all be-all regarding any sort of criticism regarding the morality of the fight, which I think is ridiculous, because if someone is desperate for money, they will allow themselves to be exploited. Anyways, that's it. I love you, El Cucuy, and Salt Papi. You're lame for this. Peace.